Hello twin flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel and let's get started with the reading right away. Let's dive in. Today is going to be a classic read. So we'll start with an oracle deck and let's get a card for, there we go, for Divine Feminines first of all. And by the way, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'm also doing daily card of the day readings in shorts. So that's another way that you can get input from this channel from me on a daily basis. If you're not looking for something long for more details, but just need some kind of like quick food for thought, quick guidance from the universe, that's exactly what it is. Okay, and speaking of which, for the feminines we get the card number 5, Orphan. This is the equivalent of a 5 of Pentacles in tarot. Let's read the message for this one. We are all meant to have connections with other people within our family, society, and the larger culture. No man is an island, and it's important to recognize when being a part of, rather than separate from, is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. So you can see in this deck, it's actually a little bit more even about not stressing if you don't fit in, right? Like if at some point you feel like you're no longer an important part of a group, or like you don't feel like you have common values, things to discuss, looks at life, you know, it's okay to let go and move on and find your group and let go of fear that something bad is going to happen or people will judge you or whatever. Because we know that some groups are easier to leave than others, right? Especially if you have, for example, a lot of friends as part of that group, or it's a group at work or something, you know, like where there will be questions, or you know that it's going to be hard for people to understand why you're doing this. Why don't you want to spend every Friday night with us anymore? Things like that, you know. For masculines, we have soulmates. Number 41, it's interesting, it's also a 5. 41 comes down to 5. So it's change. 5 is a number of change. And for the masculines, the change is also in terms of like finding how they fit in and what does it mean to be together with a soulmate. But yeah, it's a different kind of belonging, of course, right? But that's the change where they're considering, what does it mean? What does a soulmate mean? And it's such a loaded topic, but let me, since we were reading for the feminines, let me read the oracle message for the masculines as well. You are meant to evolve and transform with companionship of others. Sounds familiar, right? Is what we were just reading there. Certain people enter your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience, although the results for each of you will vary. You know these people by the strong pull drawing you toward them, and sometimes by a strong aversion to them initially too. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life only a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They're your greatest gifts. Yeah, so this is a reminder that first and foremost, the meaning of these people is they're your teachers, right? You're supposed to learn, whether it's positive, negative experience, right? A lot of times it's a combination of both, really, but it's gonna show you something about yourself and what changes you want to make, because clearly something is changing here, Divine Masculines. Okay, let's move on to tarot. Let's see what we have for today. We'll get cards for feminine and masculine energy, additional question, and how the twins feeling towards each other right now. 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Woot woot. Continuation of the soulmate story. And I'll choose cards from, well, I've chosen After Tarot as the clarification deck. Today I'll start publishing December readings for each zodiac sign. I'll start with Sagittarius, so look out for that. Ace of Pentacles, yay, new start with a soulmate. This is wonderful. And yes, remember, it doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't necessarily have to be your twin, right? Because, I mean, twins kind of fall into that category because they're by default our teachers, but it doesn't mean that we're just talking about that. I mean, your parents could be your soulmates, right? Or at least one of them. Somebody at work, maybe your boss is even your soulmate. If you find that there is this deep pull towards each other, and also that it goes beyond just like specific contextual conversation, right? But it's showing you something bigger picture on life. Okay, feminines, you have Knight of Swords, clarified by Wheel of Fortune. Just saw this card for feminines. I don't remember whether it was a public or personal reading, but yeah, very much a movement card. And this is like some destined conversations are coming in, right? Like there's communication that needs to happen, and the feminine is in the preparation stage, so to speak, where it's like, yeah, I need to get my ducks in a row. I need to have kind of to be straightforward or to straighten my thoughts on certain topic, right? Because when the time comes, when this fated conversation is going to come in, I need to be ready and know the answers to some possibly tough questions. How I want to live my life, or why I'm behaving in the way that I'm behaving. Something along those lines. For masculines, we have Ace of Cups, clarified by Seven of Cups in reverse. Yeah, to me, Seven of Cups in reverse is a lot about like moving from chaos, or like considering a lot of options, to knowing exactly what you want and going for it, right? So they know they need to go for this big and beautiful love, that it exists, that they believe in it, that nothing less will suffice, right? And although they understand that this may be a tougher journey to get to, not because love is tough, but because it still requires, vision. It requires clear heart. It requires collaboration. It requires effort when you deal with real people, right? Real world. But they're willing to put in the work now. That's the big difference. Additional question. Queen of Wands, clarified by Three of Cups. Yeah, so here we are considering what are the sources of fun and inspiration for us right now. Things that kind of ignite us, but not necessarily in a deep soul level, but something that lifts our spirits, in terms of like feelings and emotions. Something that can instantly change things around for us, even on a tough day. For feminines, we have Queen of Cups, clarified by Ten of Pentacles. This is the comfort of knowing that you are safe, right? It's like that feeling of safety, that you have space for experimentation, that you have the capacity, that you have the resources, right? Ten of Pentacles is resources, first of all. Like whatever you will put your inspiration to, you will have resources for, to achieve, right? Like knowing that is supposed to lift your spirits immediately, or reminding yourself about it. For masculines, Five of Cups, clarified by Ten of Wands. Oh boy. Yeah, so this is sadness, this is certain regret. But what I'm getting is, especially with this one wand in this deck that he's holding up, that, it's like darkness before the dawn, It's like knowing that if you are low, if you are in this position of like despair, sadness, heartache, regret, that essentially what it means is that this is like a dip, and it's gonna go up from here, and something beautiful is gonna come out of it. Having that hope, it's more than hope, actually, it's knowledge, right? It's like this wand, it's like this centerpiece, kind of like, right? It's the center of us, where we have that knowledge that things are about to turn around, that if it's been a moment of darkness, or even a week, or even a month, or even 6 months, you know, it is there for a reason. It's showing us the way to something beautiful. Okay, how are feminine seeing masculines right now? Another 5. Oh my god, this reading is literally full of 5s. We have 5 of Swords clarified by the Hierophant. So they see that the masculines are finding their faith and finding a way to discern where the illusion lies, where they had it drawn, right? Not necessarily that, oh, they had it drawn all along, not like with a judgment, but more was like clarity and understanding of like, yeah, I had my reasons to believe in that storyline, right? Or to trust that person. But now I can see how that was not real, not true. Like, how exactly did I get myself to, like, how was I brought into it? How was I made to believe in it, so to speak, right? What made me believe in that storyline, in that belief system even, right? It was the Hierophant. It's like, I don't know, you can take whatever thought, like big thought, and like, I don't know, maybe the thought that if a person goes through some tough times, it's something that they deserve, that they brought onto themselves, you know. Like, this is just an example, right? And to a certain degree it is true, but you know, interpretation matters, details matter. The devil is in the details, right? And then a lot of people kind of like take it out to the extent where there is no compassion to those situations. Even when they happen to you, to people around you, it's like, yeah, you called it onto yourself, right? Just an example. So now masculines can see that's a bunch of BS, you know, and they shouldn't be making decisions or acting based on statements like that. Okay, how are masculines and feminines? We have the Hierophant again, clarified by Knight of Pentacles. You see 2 Hierophants. This is actually, Hierophants a lot about the belief system and set of values. And to me, seeing this as a synchronicity means that the twins are actually getting more aligned in terms of set of values and the vision, which makes sense. You are one soul, right? You're one higher self. But this is like refining that vision, right? And even speaking the same language I'm hearing, right? So for masculines, they see that feminines are really stepping into their power as leaders and as people who are influencers, who are setting the scene and setting the example with their own story, with how they tell it, was like, where again, everything matters, even little things that they didn't think mattered, because they were always like going, next thing. And they notice how feminine doesn't necessarily do that, but they kind of savor the moment and they live in it, and they notice what's happening with the senses. They notice the thoughts, the patterns, right? Like things that may not necessarily fall into your eyesight like right away, right? But this is like refining the vision, the senses, and also the intuition and psychic skills, and also turning things around in terms of the belief system. Again, because the devil's in the details. When you get a lot more details, a lot more information, you can make more informed choices that are based on true nature of things, true energy, true intention. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you all, and I'll be back with more reads very, very soon.